Welcome to the Laws of Business Breakthroughs, hosted by Bimal Shah, the CEO and founder of Raj Parth Achievers. How are you tonight, Bimal?
Awesome. Today is a big milestone. It's our 50th episode.
That is something to totally celebrate. And so how has the webcasting process helped your business?
So, I've been sending the broadcast to my database and people who join on the call here, the webcast. So it's been great. And then people who do watch the webcast because they want to listen, they want to learn, and they connect. So it's been good. It's people get to know, and applied knowledge is power. So we talk about actions, we talk about things every single time. And today, it's 50. So getting somewhere halfway there is a big milestone.
That's right. That's right. So what is your law of business breakthrough tonight you'll be teaching us?
Today is 50%. How to get to 50% as quickly as possible. Today is the 50th episode, so I thought there could be no better topic than talking about how to get to 50%. And many people, if they reach halfway, for example, if you're halfway there, it's a big relaxation, big achievement in your mindset. Your mindset changes. Like, how do you feel when you are there at 50% of some major project?
Yeah, that's true. That's why it's so important to mark your projects and to give yourself credit for the journey. I think so many of us forget to do that, don't we?
Yeah, we continually work, and we never pat ourselves on the back. So sometimes take the time to stop and smell the roses. It's essential. It's essential to celebrate your victories. And so 50% is a great target. And we're going to talk about, 3 things today on how to get as quickly as possible at 50%. You ready?
Okay. I'm ready. Talk to me. What's the answer?
So number one, and the first thing, and let me know if you disagree, the first step that is the most difficult one is getting it started. Most folks have a problem getting things started. And the main drawback and main obstacle in getting it started is your visualization of the project, is your imagination of the project. Many people think that the project is going to be substantially bigger, and when they actually start doing, it's not as bad as you think. And that's one of the main things. That's number one. So I give you an example. In your mind, you may think the project is like climbing Mount Everest, but when you start climbing, you will feel like I was climbing the mountain in Hawaii, which was short compared to Mount Everest, right? Have you ever been to the mountains in Hawaii? They're short. You can easily climb.
Never been there. Never been.
Okay. All right. The second is breaking it into 4 quarters, the 25%. So once you break it into 25, what's the first 25%? What's the second 25%? What's the third 25%? And this is exactly what I did when I built the success deck, which is what you're showing. The success deck consists of 52 workshop tools, videos, resources that was done in like record time, a month and a half. In 45 days, we completed building 52 digital products.
What?
Yep.
What are you, a machine, a robot? What vitamins do you take?
None. I mean, just regular vitamins, whatever, ABCD, that's it. But that's not the trick was getting it done. And one of the things, my wife put a condition because she was recording is that I'm only going to do 1 take on every video.
Wow. She's a smart lady.
So we did all the videos in 1 take. They were great. They were awesome. And we recorded, and we had all the videos in 1 shot. And we recorded one day after the other. And so we had 52 digital products, and we made the whole success deck. And that's one of our best-selling products, actually. A lot of people buy the success deck more than anything else.
Wow, that's amazing. So now is this open for members, or how does it work?
Yes, it is. So the scaling membership, we do offer that, the success deck, and it's something, if you do become members, and that's where you can join the Pioneers Club. If you want to put that link out there, people can join the club, and from the club, they can get to join the community. And from the community, you become part of the members. And then, we meet once a month, and you have monthly access to me and other pioneers, and you get your private Facebook page and all of that. So
That's
that,
great.
yeah. So that's 50%, the first step if you get it done, and then you have it broken down in increments. And then 3 key words. Step number 3, automate, optimize, and delegate, where you want to automate as much stuff as you can. I can give you a quick, scenario right now with a company that was have a hard time tracking its voicemails. So we built an automation through Teams and using technology in Microsoft Teams, where we could import the voicemail right into Teams, and people could track and talk about it and automate that whole process. So technology is there, use it. And if you don't know how to use it, find someone who does, and get to work on it, and have them train you or have them set it up so you don't have to be trained, but it happens automatically. There you go. Scan the QR code. You can get access to a lot of free tools and resources.
What do you think holds people back from starting a major project?
So the very first thing is imagination. So think about yourself, okay? And this is true. This is very, very true. Have you ever not started something because you believe it's a lot of work, and you don't want to take on this right now because you got a lot on your plate, or you got many things, and this is going to take a lot longer, so you don't even take the first step? Have you ever done that?
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
That is what holds people back. They don't even take the first step. If you take the first step, you will realize it wasn't that bad.
Okay, that's good advice to hear tonight, because, everyone, it's just like an endless array of, you could say, almost world challenges. We've been dealing with the pandemic for 2 years. Now we're dealing with international situation. There's a lot of dark clouds above. So when I'm pitching whatever I'm pitching, the biggest objection that I get to my proposal is, I love what you're pitching. I love it, but I'm too busy right now. My brain can't handle anymore. When things calm down, I'll call you. It's like the ultimate delay. And I believe that when they say it. What's the proper response to that objection as an entrepreneur?
So the very first thing I would do is listen to them and say, okay, I understand you want to have things calm down. Can you give me a definition? What does calm down visualizing, look to you? What does calm down mean to you? Okay, calm down means that people are working, things are happening, business is happening. So how has this pandemic stop that calming down of your business? So you take whatever they are saying and respond back to how, what does that mean to them? And then say, if I were to bring this calmness to you right now, rather than when this could be 6 months, 2 years down the road, or 3 months, so you may ask them, when do you believe this things will be normal? What if this is the new normal? What if we live like this?
Oof. So what's your opinion? Do you think that the real networking events are back in action now, and people are going to go back to doing events now? What's your gut tell you?
So one of the things I can clearly say that, if we accept this as the new normal, we will develop a lot of things that are good. Okay, if we think of this as the new normal. I'll give you a quick example, that I myself have launched so many different avenues and resources during the pandemic. Series of books that we're launching, the club membership, the community. Now, regardless, if I was boxed in a corner saying, the world is uncertain, I don't know what's going to happen, never been able to do all of this. And I'll give you another true example. where a billion-dollar company was launched during the pandemic, looking at the pandemic situation, which was, Instacart. They combine all the grocery store shopping from different grocery stores. You buy one item from this, one item from there, and they would deliver it to your door. And that was as a result of the pandemic. So you adapt, pivot, learn, change, and improve. And so when you actually have and accept this as the new normal and say, what if this is the way it is? How would you run your business? That gives you new avenues, new structures, new opportunities, new resources. For example, conferences. Think about conferences. If event companies were to just sit around and wait, let just pandemic get over, we're not going to do events, the virtual conference, the metaverse, none of this would have come to surface.
That's true. So you always look at things in a positive light and take the blessing from the silver clouds.
This has been a blessing to many. For example, the whole concept of office, right? How many people work from the office today?
Not many.
Not many, right? The whole concept of remote employees, right? There's so many people who are working remotely for companies. The whole concept of being able to track and get results and getting to work remotely has happened as a result of the pandemic. System of education. Students for the first time have gotten to experience, what is it like getting studied at school? Is it just going to school? And they realize that. So everything there's been, lessons to learn during this pandemic and the positive.
What's been the biggest obstacle for you to get to the 50% mark? What type of obstacles do you face as an expert?
So, there were some real obstacles, and there, I can tell you that sometimes the obstacles are real, and there's, you have to accept it. So expect the best and accept the rest. So last year I had an eye surgery. As you know, there were a lot of episodes that we did when I had those the blinders on my eyes, the glasses, with the blind glasses. We did record many of the episodes. So I was out like maybe 3 to 4 months,
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
that I couldn't, I had to be complete rest. And that at that time also had to function and work, with many companies and many employees and, different.
Wow.
So
Well,
that
was a tough time, and I have to admire you because I bet in a way the webcast was almost a form of positive confidence during that difficult time, because sometimes when you get in front of camera, it uplifts you, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and I was talking to someone today and they say, no, we have to live our life as if the cameras are watching us.
That's right. That's what my father always said. Every statement, hey, Joey Lewis, so happy you're watching. I can always count on you, Joey. And thank you to everybody out there watching Bamal. And if you have a question, let us know. We have 2 minutes to wrap. And I guess my question is, what are the 3 to 5 positive elements that you see in getting to the challenge of the destination?
So one is when you chase that 50% mark, you always, see something that is positive and the progress. So don't focus on the destination, focus on the progress. So that is where you get to the 50% real quickly, where, you say that, okay, now I'm going to get this stage, I made progress, and you're getting closer and closer to that 50%. So that's, the one. The second is absolutely always try to keep on doing things. There's no substitute to action.
Boom. I agree with that 100%. Is that your number one law of business breakthrough tonight?
Yeah, there is no substitute but your actions start from how you think. So your thoughts can be negative, and we all are like, majority of our thoughts start negative, and that's up to us. But if it's how you think is how you act. So if you think better and say, what can I do in this, current situation? What is the best outcome I can deliver? What is the highest result I can aim for? What would my highest self do? And you kind of have to program your brain to think.
I agree. I couldn't agree more. You got to program your brain to keep on taking action. And that's one of the reasons I love your show, is because it always infuses me with inspiration to keep on going and keeping on taking the steps to get to the destination, and keep marking the metrics of your journey and giving yourself acknowledgement for how far you've come. Well, Bimal, we always enjoy you. It's never long enough, but tune in here every single week, every single Tuesday at 6 o'clock for the Laws of Business Breakthroughs. I'm going to put Bimal's QR code on the screen. Take a quick shot of that. So Bimal, close us out. What are your closing statements?
So my closing statement is halfway there, aim for it. Do not quit. Do not quit all the way. Go all the way there. You will get there. Go a million miles in one direction. Don't go a mile in million direction. And don't quit too soon. If you know the mission is right, if you know the purpose is right, if you know you're going to serve right, do not quit. The only time you want to turn around, if it doesn't serve right and it doesn't do good for you and others, that's the time you take a turn back, because it doesn't work. But if it's all right, then you want to continue.
All right, Bimal. Well, thank you for all you do to keep us going, to keep us inspired. Everybody, make sure to tune in every Tuesday at 6 o'clock. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Thank you. Thank you, Blanca.